I'm going to butcher this guy's name, so bear with me, but Ted Nicolaou. Is that right? Is that right? He did a horror movie, I think, that recently came out. I Don't Let Her In. I'm going to have to review that one here, too, probably be on the same time this one's up. But nonetheless, from 1993, Moonbeam, labeled to be exact, it is Remote, a movie that is so 90s, I almost wanted to put my hammer pants on while watching it. Now, the thing about this thing is I feel like it's a little bit Home Alone. A little bit, there's a little bit of Home Alone mixed in here with this. And it also gives Full Moon the chance to once again use little bitty tiny creatures, this time, or little tiny toys, but this time for, a children's film to be exact. So this kid right here, he has remote control stuff. He's got all kinds of weird things. He's got this helicopter. He's got this little fella right here, and he's got little remote control cars and all kinds of little weird things that he controls with the remote. Well, he kind of loans it to a bully at school, and he gets in trouble, and he kind of gets expended or expelled or whatever, and his mom gets all ticked off about it. So he kind of runs off to this house where it just so happens to be invaded by a group of crooks. So finally, he's kind of trapped there, and his lady friend that he is obviously in love with, for these kids are obviously in love, uh, gets in the mix with it, and he has to save the day using all these little remote control specimens that you see on the ever so cool looking cover here. So the movie's okay. My issue with the movie is you kind of see what happens. It's teased here and there what he can do with this remote, but you really don't see all the cool stuff to the end. So yes, it is Full Moon. They're using the Puppet Master method, the later Puppet Master method, where you get to see all the cool stuff later in the film because I guess it wasn't in the budget to do the cool stuff all through the film. Although you do get like a helicopter here, and you get the little guy there, and but then at the end of it, it just boom, unload it all on the bad guys, and it's kind of comedic for what it is. It's obviously this is a kids movie. I'm one I did not actually watch when I was a kid. I would have been 10 years old when this came out, but now it's entertaining enough. And I think more than anything, I appreciated the transfer because it's another Full Moon Blu-ray that had a really nice looking transfer. This was supposed to be done from the 35 millimeter negative, and if that's the case, hey, it shows because it looks really really good. The movie itself, I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5. Very entertaining for what it is, but obviously, like I said, it's a kids' movie. So if you're my age, this is probably more of a nostalgia grab if you watched this growing up. Sort of like in the vein of Prehysteria and all that, but I was watching stuff like Prehysteria. I didn't really see stuff like this for some reason. And I thought at the time I was renting basically anything Full Moon released, although I was probably too ignorant when I was 10 years old to realize that Moonbeam and Full Moon were the same stuff. So Remote skipped underneath my radar, but Albert Band and Charles Band did produce it. Not really any extras here, but if you just want a nice little solid movie that if you have kids, you can actually pop on, with them there and enjoy it without them asking too many questions or seeing anything you might not want them to see at a young age, then the Moonbeam stuff that Full Moon is releasing now on Blu-ray, like Prehysteria and this, is definitely not bad options to show them. Like I said, with the bad guys coming in and all the little gadgets going toward them, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Home Alone. Going by the time frame of the movie, they're probably going for a little bit of that, and it doesn't quite reach the mark. But then again, it's not unwatchable. So 2.5 for Remote, which is on Tubi, by the way. And I just for the heck of it, I popped it on because sometimes the transfer on there doesn't look nothing like the transfer you get on the disc. Not only does it not look as good, the audio was way out of sync. So definitely probably have to go for the Blu-ray if you want to watch Remote, unless you just don't mind watching really out of sync dialogue on Tubi. So 2.5 Remote.